everybody, I'm Rob Riggle.
I'm Darren Leader.
And welcome back to WLES Picks.
Where Darren tries not to ruin the day. That's basically the show.
It's a really fun, easy show, guys. We try to do a good show, and then I beg Darren not to ruin it.
All day long.
But
that's the fun part for me, is I'm like, am I gonna sabotage the deal? You know?
Please don't ruin everything, Darren. Please don't ruin
Hey, Rob.
it. Yeah.
See, I'm trying to ruin it.
Yeah, damn it.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
I like your Kansas City shirt, dude.
Thanks, man. I rep all the time.
Are you repping hard?
You know what else I'm repping?
Your glasses.
Black flies! Black flies! Everybody look at me and my black flies!
Dude,
black flies! I look stylish.
This segment of this song is brought to you by Black Flies.
You got that right.
Yeah. Thank you guys for giving us glasses. I've been wearing Black Flies since like 91, dude.
Have you really?
Yeah, for real.
That's awesome.
I've been buying Black Flies.
I'm new to the Black Fly game.
They've got some. They are one of those companies that somehow survived this long in the sunglasses game.
Man.
And they're bitch. Gary?
Gary?
Is that Gary?
Gary?
I'll be right there, guys.
What?
Gary, I thought I heard his voice again.
Don't leave us again, Gary.
I'm here, guys.
Oh, there he is.
God, dang it, he actually is back.
Gary is not in the studio today, so we have our Gary Happy Faces, Cardboard Gary.
These are very Gary.
I'm Gary. I just put a flaming bag of dog shit in my neighbor's yard.
I'm Gary.
And that's that. So, now you know a little more about Gary.
Well, you pretty much know everything about Gary.
And for those of you who are listening and can't see this, a little bit shame on you. Go to YouTube and watch our channel because you see what we just did. We had cardboard cutouts of Gary's face.
Excuse me. Those are corrugated plastic. They're called Coroplast.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's totally different.
It's totally new technology.
That's totally different.
And they're saving lives with this stuff.
What?
Yeah, they're weaving it into when they do a heart transplant with like a pig heart. Yeah. They use the Coroplast to sew the sinews and the tissues together.
They use a pig heart on humans?
Oh, yeah, on occasion.
Where? Like in Tijuana?
Michigan?
No, you don't know that. That's not true. Hey, everybody. This is WLES Picks. We're back. We have an amazing guest today.
Yeah, we do.
And I feel very honored to talk to him.
Thank you.
And he is a friend of mine and yours. So I feel like we're in good shape here. The reason I know of our guest today is because he has been a tremendous supporter of the Big Slick Celebrity Weekend that we do back in Kansas City that supports Children's Mercy Hospital there. Unbelievable work. And he has been true blue. This guy shows up and delivers for those kids, and he's done it year after year after year. So
that says a lot. You know, a lot of people say things. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. He's a doer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people out there are posers. This man is a doer.
Yeah, that's cool.
Posers, and then there are doers.
Yeah.
Posers, and then there are doers.
Why are you pointing when you're doing that?
Was I?
Yeah. It's like you're going, posers, doers. Like it's like you were saying, Darren, you're a poser. I, Rob, am a doer.
I wasn't aware I was doing that. Maybe that's a subconscious thing. Or maybe you're a little sensitive. Is that possible?
I'm not.
Okay. Well, again, posers, doers. So.
Okay, there it is with the thumb again. We could talk about this all day.
I'm animated. I talk with my hands, you know?
No, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now you're forcing it. You're doing it. Yeah, that's cartoonish.
No, that's out of bounds. It's 10 yards. Let's bring the airplane in. Oh, my God, it's Chris Daughtry.
What?
Hey, what's up?
There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on WLES Pick, legend himself, true blue man among men, Chris Daughtry, everybody.
I got to say, Chris, it's a pleasure to see you. I'm just going to say it. I know you're feeling it, too. I'm feeling very insecure about my biceps and shoulder zones.
Oh, whenever I see – by the way, Chris has transformed himself
into a specimen.
in the time that I've known him from a perfectly fine man
Regular guy.
into a superhero.
Look at him. You look, dude, seriously, and I mean this in the most manly way. You look fantastic.
You do.
Thank you. I am actually Chris Daughtry's clone. So
What?
Oh,
See,
he's
I
a
knew
Chris.
the
He's a
technology
Chris clone.
existed. You said it didn't.
I did
You
not
said
say
the
it did.
I said it exists, and if anybody's got it, it's Daughtry.
But that's what a clone would say. That right? So we don't know if it's an actual hologram. Is it a real physical clone?
So are you saying we have three choices? We don't know if it's a hologram, a clone, or the actual Chris Daughtry?
I'm just saying whoever programmed this guy that's on the show right now did a really good job, but you're coming up short because I can smell it. I can detect it. It's not real.
What, are you like one of those dogs that can smell a Terminator?
Hello?
Are you a Terminator by any chance?
No. Just do Terminators drink coffee? I don't know.
Yes.
I'm just a man.
Yes, the new ones do.
He's like,
new
I'm just a
ones.
man with a guitar and a song in his heart, ready to rock the world with
Chris, it's
music.
so good to see you.
It's good to see you too, my friend.
I'm so proud of you. You've been doing so well lately. Looks like, are those? By the way, I'm looking at the guns. I can't miss
You
them.
can't not look at him.
They're fantastic.
Thank you.
Are those? Is the ink new?
No, I've had this since you've known me, I think.
Maybe I'm just not seeing it enough.
Yeah. Maybe just.
It looks
Maybe
good.
you don't pay enough attention to Chris like
No,
you should.
no,
man.
I think
I think there's been anytime we're together, there's a lot of eye contact. So
a lot of icon, and
of,
he dresses like a Mormon. He dresses, long sleeve shirts.
Okay, so
collars up to here. So that's probably why this is the first time I've ever seen him let loose.
This is Chris in his natural environment. He's like, I'm letting the guns fly.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. I don't know where you are right now, but the sun's
I've actually
out.
been wearing this shirt since the last time you saw me. So
I know. I saw the big slick. By the way, thank you so much. I was telling Darren earlier because Darren and I both know you, and I came to know you through the big slick. Chris was one of the first ones to come out and support the big slick, and he's been a year after year just a true blue supporter, going out of his way above and beyond anything we ever asked from him.
That's awesome.
To help the kids at Children's Mercy, and the people of Kansas City really love you for coming out and supporting like you do. It's always nice.
well, I love doing it. So you keep counting me in until you get tired of me.
No, we're never going to get tired of you. Do you think you'll be able to make it this year?
Chances are very likely. I know we're hitting the road in March, but I think we'll be done by then. So there's a
Going
good
out
chance.
with Breaking Benjamin, right?
Yeah.
That's
Looking
cool.
forward to that.
Cool tour. Where's that? Is that North America?
Yeah, we're doing I think 5-6 weeks. It's a lot of Midwest, so I don't know if we're coming through the area or not, but I can't. I know where I'm at tomorrow, basically.
I'm the same way. I put out the fires directly in front of me.
Yes,
and
exactly.
the rest, I know, like, I honestly, I'm like, I think I free up mid-March. So anybody who calls me now, I'm like, mid-March. I start pushing them off to mid-March. And then when mid-March comes, they're like, so are we doing that thing? I'm like, I don't know. What did I say? I don't remember even agreeing to it, but yes, I'll be there, I guess.
I'm like, you smell the toast burning in the distance, but until you hear the fire alarm, like, you just like, it's fine.
Yeah. Totally.
So when you guys go out in March, your show schedule, is it like 2 on, 1 off, 2 on? How do you like to do it? If you could design your tour, what's your preference?
You said it. 2 on, 1 off is perfect. 3 on, 1 off is no good. 1 on, 2 off is no good. It's like there's that perfect balance of 2 shows. It's like you and then you get a day off and then you're still fresh. It seems like when you end up doing like 3 by the third one, not only are you, especially as a vocalist, you're just fucking worn out. And then the next day it's like you spend all day recovering and then you're exhausted again. So the 2 on, 1 off seems to be the perfect ratio.
Well, and I think you said it just now, and I said it well, which is being the vocalist. Those pipes, you can't run those pipes hot like that for 3 days in a row, I wouldn't think.
I've done it, and they don't like it.
It's like the vocals that's the only instrument. You can't go on and do a great job if you're hungover or if you're tired or if you're under the weather. that's the most delicate instrument on stage by far. Like everybody, you
Yeah.
can go play guitar, you can go play drums and play bass. You can be thrown up in a bucket
Yeah.
while you're doing that, and I've seen it.
Yeah.
But as a singer, which I'm not a singer,
Yeah.
but you know, that instrument has to be taken care of like really well to deliver.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that one of the reasons you work out so hard? Is to keep your literal instrument in tune?
It certainly helps. I noticed when I started taking my fitness seriously, it changed my stage game exponentially. Just because I just had more energy. I feel like I was I don't know. I guess it all kind of ties in together. And you know, I don't really drink anymore, so that also helps. So it's kind of all tied in, you know, hand in hand. It's something that happened, I guess, when I turned 40, and I was like, oh shit, I need to start taking this stuff really seriously.
Yeah, it happens. That stuff happens.
Yeah.
So now, when I see you play, a lot of times it's at the Big Slick or something, and I've seen you in other places, but you know, you're usually doing an acoustic set or something, and it's got, you know, it's a little more mellow. Are you jumping off the stage now at any point? Are we doing some, because you're so fit? I feel like I need to see some sword play, like the old David Lee Roth style.
I've been known to jump off a stage or two, especially if there's a barricade with the step in front of it. It's easy to like launch down and land on the step and scare the shit out of everybody, or stand on top of the barricade. I don't do the crowd surfing. It's not that I don't feel like I'm capable. I don't trust everybody else.
Yeah.
So
are they afraid they're going to grab your balls and weird stuff?
Or they're just not going to support me, and I'm just going to hit the concrete.
that's the fear.
That would be bad. That would
real,
be bad.
That's a real fear. I've seen it. I've seen people just the Red Sea.
Yeah.
The crowd just goes.
Just not up for
Not
passing
today.
people
Yeah.
around.
Not today.
I didn't come here to support bodies above me. I'm good. I'm out.
Right.
So go ahead.
You go.
No,
it's your show.
no. It's ours. Come on, give me some. All right. So I see Deadpool behind you, and it actually looks like you could fit in that thing.
Is that you?
This was that was a gift from Chad Kruger of Nickelback. We were on tour in Europe. This was back in like 2012 or 13 or something, and I'm out there having a moment, and I hear the crowd start either cheering or laughing. I couldn't figure it out, and he's wheeling this thing on stage, and it's got like unicorn balloons and all this shit on it. And I'm like, what is happening? And that was his like end of tour present for me. Yeah. Mind you, it had to be shipped home. It came to my house in this gigantic, like 6 foot tall wooden crate that I had to go get the drill, and I'm taking all the bolts out, and this thing's in pieces. I'm like, he made me work for this thing.
Like, he gave you an errand.
I'm digging, packing. It's like covered in packing peanuts. I'm like, Chad, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. Thanks, Chad.
But it's been guarding my my office ever since. So very grateful.
It's pretty cool. It's a life-size Deadpool, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when you're off the road, obviously you're into the fitness zone. What do you do when you're off the road to like hobbies besides writing music?
Man, it seems like now when I'm off the road, it's full dad mode. I'm either it's like I managed to try to get my workout in, and I've been doing a lot of recording lately because we're still working on the new album. And other than that, it's like I'm taking kids to school. I'm taking dog to daycare. I'm picking kids up from school. I'm going to pick a kid up to take to, appointments. Doctor, I'm the Uber.
Yeah.
Right now.
Your dad taxi.
The Ubers are all
Dad
parents
taxi.
are. We're all dad taxis.
Which if you put that song on your next record, what's that?
I actually enjoy it. It's time for me to kind of make up for when I'm gone, and gives my wife a much needed break.
I absolutely hear you. I roll my eyes about having to drive the kids every day in Uber service, but I actually that time in the car, I get more accomplished and I get more information and more conversation in the car trips than anywhere else. Because most of the
Absolutely.
time they got their face buried in something, a video game or their phone or whatever. But when we're driving, I can get them. I can get them talking, and I actually enjoy that time. I think it's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far into the record are you? How much longer do you have to
Yeah.
record?
We're about halfway through, so still quite a ways to go. But it's it was one of those things we just decided to take our time with, and used to we would get like 15 songs together, we go in the studio, crank them all out, and you're done. But here lately, it's like, oh, we get a song that we're super pumped about, we get the band on it, and then we're like, let's go to radio and see how this does. And now everybody's attention is on this one song, and we're not wasting an entire record on a 15-minute attention span.
Yeah.
And while we're still working on and kind of seeing what's working and working on other songs in the meantime.
So
That's-
as a novice, I know I'm you and Darren are very good. Obviously, you're professional, high level professional musicians. I don't understand the world so much. So when you go to create new songs and lyrics, and where does that where what's your muse? Where does your inspirations come from? I mean, how do you personally go about creating your music? Do you have a
I don't
rhythm?
think there's
Do you have
no
a process, or is it just you kind of work off inspiration? What is it? What is it?
I think for me, it has to be something that's kind of real in my life. And so the last couple of years has been, um, taking quite a few punches to the face, and you can either let that knock you down or you use it as fuel to write what and it kind of becomes therapy in a way.
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
you find yourself starting with a lyric, a melody, a riff, or what is it always different for you, or is it like kind of something will click, like you'll be in the shower and you'll think of a lyric where you go, "Oh, that's cool."
All the above.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's on the toilet. Like, who knows? I think it's I've kind of just tried not to force lyrics or any of it. I used to be like, I got to sit down and write a song, and now it's like it hits me when I'm not even expecting it, and then I'll like be recording on my phone, or I've got like so many voice memos, and then I'll be in a session and my producer will have this riff, and I was like, I got this chorus idea that fits this perfectly, or that just made me think of this, and it I don't think there's really a set way for me. At least I know a lot of people have their process, and I think the problem with that is you don't allow for the unknown to happen,
Yeah.
and I used to be kind of set in my ways, and I was like, I have a guitar progression of some bullshit gibberish melody, and then I'll put lyrics to it later, and that's how it is every time. And it was it becomes like, oh, I'm regurgitating the same thing I've already done before, and it doesn't really allow my gears to take me into different directions that maybe I wouldn't go otherwise.
Yeah.
I've heard that from a lot of musicians, and I have a lot of comedian and actor and writer friends that everybody's got their own ways of finding that thing that creation. One thing I've found, I think that might be interesting there is right before I go to bed and right when I wake up, and sometimes it carries over into the shower. And that's, if they say it's because your mind is relaxed.
Right.
You're relaxed. You're in a relaxed state. And when we do everything better when we're relaxed. We play golf better. We perform better. We have better communication. If you're relaxed, it's all better. And we're at our most relaxed about the time we're drifting off to sleep, or just coming out of sleep, or in the shower, because those are the most relaxing times of the day. And I find it's very true like I always keep a pad of paper next to the bedstand because as I drift off, I have these wonderful little conversations or these wonderful little thoughts or, oh, that should be a show. And if I write it down,
Yeah.
a lot of times I'll look at it the next morning, and if it makes sense to me, I'll keep it.
I'd be frightened
If
at
it's
what
a
I'd
terrible
write.
idea, I'm like, oh, fuck, what was I thinking?
I'd be scared.
Yeah. So
It makes sense though. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of times if I just have my coffee and come down and pick up a guitar, I feel like the sparks just happen. And it is like there's like a little window where you're kind of firing on all cylinders, where you don't have anybody calling your name, or you're not like thinking about anything else. And I guess that's why those things kind of, you're able to perceive them from the ether or whatever.
You can catch the songs flying by your head.
Yeah.
Because if you don't write it, somebody else will.
Yeah, when sometimes I think as a musician you fall into patterns, and I wouldn't call them ruts, but there's certain melodies that I imagine you hear over certain progressions, and there's certain things you prefer, right? So as a writer, you kind of tend to, I think most people tend to write similar things to things that they've written before. So if I've ever found myself in that spot, I'll write a progression, and then that melody that I have probably done before. Then what I'll do is I'll just strip away all the music with the same melody, and I'll force myself to play different chords, which, like when I'm creating originally, it kind of, there's a flavor that I will have, but by taking that original music away and trying some really weird, interesting chords, I find it forces me I create shit that I wouldn't normally create. And so it's kind of cool. It's like trying to find a different way to paint the picture.
Yeah.
And then
Totally.
that's when I find I write something and I go, I never would have written that if it was me and a guitar and a vocal all in one shot, because my brain wouldn't think to do those melodies over those chords or play those chords.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, and you had mentioned you sometimes creativity hits you when you're on the toilet, and I know, Darren, that's a big thing for you.
That's where I'm my most creative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you keep a guitar in the bathroom? Just pick that shit up. And just...
There is an ovation in the bathroom because you never know. He's not kidding.
Dude,
there is. And
I get it.
awesome.
I should probably keep mine in there.
Yeah, a little, or at least a ukulele.
Well, that's when you're most relaxed on the toilet.
Well, now, yeah. I used to not be relaxed on the toilet.
Yeah, but you brag about it. You talk about it. You blog about it.
I don't blog.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. When you are coming back, hopefully, whoop, whoop, to Big Slick this year, are you got any songs in mind that you might want to play, or any thoughts that you might want to, anything out there you want to do besides jack a home run in the celebrity softball game?
I've still yet to do that. I gotta nail me one of those.
I think I've made first base once in the 14 years we've done it. So it's ridiculous.
No, I don't have anything in mind yet.
Okay.
I remember last year, the idea came like a week before the event. So, like I said, man, like that fire in front of you, put that one out one at a time.
Way too far away.
You're so accomplished as a musician that quite literally you could show up the day of, and I could put a guitar, and you could go out there and choose from 1,000 things and destroy, just kill it.
I'd figure something out. You'd figure something out. It would be amazing. It would be absolutely amazing. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna ask it. What's your most memorable gig you've ever done?
Oh yeah,
I gotta ask it.
Wow.
Like
most memorable,
and it doesn't have to be the happiest moment or the saddest, but the most the when you think of the clearest memory of a gig anywhere in the world in your career, what seems to get to the top?
Yeah.
Right now, I think the first thing that pops in my head would be selling out Royal Albert Hall last year. Like that was kind of a moment where I didn't really understand the weight of it until I was on that stage, and I'm looking around going, holy shit, like we kind of did it, and thinking of, everyone who's been on that stage, from, the Beatles to Led Zeppelin to,
For those who don't know, where is Royal Albert Hall?
London, England.
London, England. Wow.
And it was a moment, that, I remember being in the parking garage where the buses pull in, and there's this huge mural of everyone who's played there, like Hendrix, the Beatles. And I'm like, oh, no pressure whatsoever. We're just going to go out and do this and hope for the best. And
but what a legendary moment
it was
for
incredible.
you. What a legendary moment for you. That had to feel not full circle, but it had to be a watershed moment where you're like, you know what? Wow, I did it.
Yeah, I think in the moment it felt kind of like a fever dream.
Yeah.
And then you start to look at the pictures that people took, and you're just like, oh my God, like you get to see the scope of it, and you're like, that's me. I was there. Yeah. And I think in the moment, sometimes you don't really quite get or grasp how big what you're doing is,
Yeah.
When you found
which
out,
is kind of a good thing, because then it becomes a bit of a mind fuck. You're up there and you're like, and you put this incredible amount of pressure on yourself, instead of just being in the moment and letting it flow through you.
when you found out it was sold out, which I'm sure you found out in advance, were you, I'm sure it was a feeling of joy and exuberance, but at the same time, did you go, fuck, now we got to deliver? Like, is there that pressure?
I mean, to the point where I was like, do we need to hire an orchestra? Do we need what we need to make this show? Do we need balloons? Like, what do we need? Do we need clowns? Like, what do we need to make this huge?
Yeah, more pyro.
We need pyro. And we ended up we were able to get Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm to fly out. She happened to be off, and we were just having a huge amount of success with our cover of Separate Ways, and we were going to close with that, or at least come out for the encore with it. And the idea was, if we could get her out there, she could come and blow everybody's mind. And we were able to pull that off and keep that a secret, and that felt like that was our balloons.
Yeah, that's a special treat for the audience.
Yeah.
See, I always love and respect artists that love and respect their audience and want to do something special for them, want to give them their best. I always think that's a mark of a great artist.
Yeah, artists who phone it in.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Total bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, Chris, but we're saying the same thing.
We're totally saying the same thing. I'm saying I'm down to give 110.
Yeah, me too. I give 110%.
I get it.
Okay.
I'm one of those, I would rather, like, a lot of, I guess, it's easy to be like, oh, I'm on stage, I got a show tomorrow night, I'm gonna preserve for tomorrow night. I don't really think of that until after the fact. I'm like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have gave it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how not to give everything I've got when I'm on stage. So
that's right.
Sometimes it's to a fault.
Yeah, I know that's I think that's the mindset, the right mindset, in my opinion, the right mindset for anybody who is on a stage, whether that's as a musician, a comedian, an actor, or an athlete. I think you have to. You can't. I don't.
They're not going to be there tomorrow night.
Yes.
So
right. And they bought a ticket, and you, as an artist or an actor or whatever, it's an honor to have people want to come see you, and so then you're like, okay, well, if you're supporting me, I'm gonna give you everything I got.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I get that.
Absolutely. I it's one of those things that kind of changed my mindset years ago when I really broke it down to the simple fact, like you just said, like, oh, wow. In a time where people are struggling to pay their bills, struggling to just live in this world, they paid money to be here tonight to escape all that shit. And I need to make them forget about it for at least an hour and a half, however long we're on stage.
Yeah.
And give them everything I got.
I thought it was interesting when when you're at Royal Albert Hall and the moment can be overwhelming. I haven't played at Royal Albert Hall, but I imagine I've had experiences where it's overwhelming sometimes when you're at certain shows or there's certain, things that come along with a certain show. When that happens to you, does it happen often? And if that happens to you, what do you do to deal with it to where you can try to calm down and go out there and just not think?
Dude, I've had moments where I've literally walked off stage on the verge of a complete meltdown and mental collapse, like where every possible thing that could go wrong is going wrong. It's the dreams. You've had them. You're a musician. I know you've had the dream where you step up and you literally have no idea how to play your instrument.
Totally.
And you've got people staring at you. I've had those moments in real life, or at least it feels that way, where everything is going wrong and you feel naked because everyone is staring at you, and you either sound like shit, or it sounds like shit to you, or the room is weird, or your guitar is messing up, or something's completely going wrong, one thing after another. And those things start to like pile on. And I had to walk off stage and just like get it together, take a deep breath. And in the moment, it's like, I'm about to make the news. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I can feel myself like on the verge of a full, like throwing mic stands, smashing a guitar. And as I've gotten older, I've learned to, thank God I know how to meditate and just walk off stage, take some deep breaths, and realize it's just, you're playing music. You're playing music.
It is. No,
like,
Yeah.
you're not
curing cancer. Right.
You're not operating on someone's brain right now. Like, this is music. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Remember that, and go out there and do your best to like try to do exactly that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's difficult because the perfectionist in me is, wanting everything to be exactly right. Even, a lot of times they don't even know what's happening when you're dealing with these issues. And if you never said anything, they probably would never know. But I'm the kind of guy that's like, y'all have no idea what I'm dealing with up here.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. I mean,
because I feel like they need to.
I don't think your audience
I feel like they need to know.
Yeah, your audience has no idea. They really don't. They don't understand. Yeah. Because you understand it at a much higher level. Both you guys, you understand it at a very high level of what perfection is and what excellence is. And, for your average audience member, they're just rocking out. They're just loving they're loving the songs that made them happy and make them joyful. And it does. When you step off stage, it takes a lot of professionalism to quickly get it back. Anybody can get it back in an hour. But quickly getting it back, getting your head right quickly. Yeah. That's professionalism right there. That's a sign of a pro.
Someone told me something years ago, and I'll never forget it. Because I'm my own worst critic. I walk off stage and be like, "Oh my God, that was terrible," and you'll hear everybody's like, "Oh, that was the best show I've ever seen." Yeah. It's never as bad as you think it was. But it's never as good as they said it was.
That is when the porridge is just right. That's when the porridge is just right.
It's funny. It's like, I think as a perfectionist / musician, you want it to be presented flawlessly, and in your head, what the notes are, what you want your voice to do. And sometimes, there will be mistakes. There will be things that are a little bit off here and there. And I think that you forget as a performer that people are there because they love rock and roll. Yeah. They're not there because they're mathematicians and it's got to be exact. And those little mistakes, those little imperfections, those little things, they make it unique to that night. They make it unique. And rock and roll is supposed to be a little dangerous. And if there are those mistakes, it's actually endearing to the fan, but I think to the performer, and tell me if I'm wrong, you're like, oh God, I wish that I would have just pulled that off the way I wanted. But I think, we get bummed because we're like, there was a mistake. The audience is like, dude, did you hear that? Or they just don't even know, and they're just
Yeah.
rocking, you know?
Dude, all the time, man. All the time. I'll think I sounded awful tonight, and then I'll see a video somebody posts, and I'm like,
I pulled it off.
I ain't mad at that. You know, if that's what they heard, I'm good with it. And in those moments, man, you have these expectations of yourself that are almost just unrealistic. It's like, we're not in the studio right now.
Yeah.
It's supposed, like you said, it's supposed to be dangerous. It's supposed to feel like an experience for them, and it shouldn't be exactly like it was yesterday or the night after. And that's what makes it special for them that night.
As you mature as an artist, are you giving yourself more grace with that? Are you?
I am.
Yeah.
I've definitely learned to. I used to be. I would let that derail me. Like, and I would be on the talkback. We have a microphone that only our crew can hear. You hope. You hope it never makes it into the audience.
Yeah.
Because some of the things that I've said on that would just ruin me. Like, are you fucking kidding me? What's wrong with, like, get this thing right? What, you know? And it can ruin your entire night or experience on stage. And it's taken me many years to kind of untangle that ball of yarn and give myself a little grace and just, you know, relax through the moments that maybe aren't perfect and just go, we're having fun up here.
Well, I know you. I know you also, Chris. I know you as a rock star. That's how I've always known you. But I also know, or at least I think I know that I think for a while there you had the acting bug, and I've noted with your martial arts training and your weightlifting, and I feel like you're getting ready to spring something on us. Are you trying to get us?
I wish I had something. I hopefully James Gunn or one of those cats are watching our videos and going, man, we need to hire this guy.
Yeah.
But nothing yet, man. But I'd love to do some action or whatever, man. I've always kind of had an affinity for acting ever since I was a kid, before I even picked up a guitar or knew I could sing.
Is that something are you hoping to actively pursue that at some point?
I wanted to be the next Jean-Claude Van Damme when I was a kid, you know?
There you go. There you go.
That's awesome.
I mean, I think it's one of those things where if the right project came along, I would be super stoked to do it. But what happens is I end up writing a record and, you know, being on the road. And so people are probably looking at me going, oh, he's not available to do this. But I would be if you called me.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that. What you said, if the right project, what is the right project in your mind? Is it a drama? Is it action? Is it comedy? Is it all of the above?
I'm kind of open to all of it. I think my natural tendencies kind of cater more towards something gritty and I don't know. I'd do a Western if Tyler Sheridan called me up or something, you know.
Yeah.
I just love TV and film anyway. So I don't even know if I'm great at it. I just know that I would be stoked to try something if the right thing came along that felt like I would be able to pull off.
That's good. That's it always starts with the passion, and then you put out the feelers and maybe get the opportunities. And
yeah, I mean, that's kind of why we've been doing the videos the way I've like wanted to kind of incorporate sci-fi and film into and action into the music videos, almost like a calling card. It's like, here's my reel. Yeah.
you know who did that? You know who did that back in the 80s, in the late 80s? Dwight Yoakam, a country artist.
I know Dwight. Yeah.
Yeah, and Dwight, and he's gone on to have a wonderful acting career as well. He did a video where he was in a theater and he was yelling, and it was kind of dramatic. And I remember watching it, going, what am I seeing? What am I watching here? Because it was drama. It was him being kind of passionate and screaming, and it was unrelated to the music. And then all of a sudden the music video started, but it was a prelude. And I remember I was like watching some drama here, and I was like, I'd never seen him in that light. I had never, you know, I knew him as Guitars and Cadillacs, you know, and
Yeah.
so that's how I knew him. But when I saw him act, I thought, well, that was it kind of took my breath away. I was like, well, that was dramatic. And it was shortly after that, like you said, I think it was a
Sling
calling.
Blade, right?
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
Sling Blade.
He's so good.
He did that other one with Jodie Foster where he was one of the bad guys breaking into her brownstone in New York, a safe room or something.
Oh, yeah.
And he started getting some of these acting roles. He was up for the role of Coach in Friday Night Lights on TV, but it went to Chandler. And anyway, so I know he gets out there. I know he gets out there and stuff. So that I think you're doing the right thing.
So you're saying
use that as a calling card.
You're
So
saying
I
that
need
Chris
to add
is
a
going to
little.
pull off
I need
an
to add a
acting
little snippet in front of my next video. Little drama. Just a little taste of some drama in there before the song starts.
Either that, or give him full blown comedy, or give him full blown action.
Yeah.
Or give him full blown drama, but give him a 60-second taste.
Yeah.
And let him see it. And don't
You heard it here
apologize
first,
for it.
folks.
Don't let him don't apologize for it. Don't be fully vulnerable in whatever you pick, and do it. And I think people will go, holy shit.
He should just do a video for a song where it's apropos, where you are auditioning for different parts in the video, and then everybody gets to see you do all of it one shot. That's it.
Show him your range in one
Come on.
shot.
Yeah. Do I have to think of all the ideas
No.
here?
Not a bad idea, Darren. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually.
Thanks, you guys.
So tell me about 24. What is 2024? We're early. It's really early in 24. How's it? What's your outlook? How's it shaping up? What are you hoping for 24?
Man, things are great right now. We got a number 2 song at Active Rock, and we're about to we're gearing up for our next single. We got the tour with Breaking Benjamin coming. All the pieces seem to be falling into place for Daughtry right now in a big way, and I could not be more grateful. I've certainly been busting my ass for it, and it's incredible to see where things are landing, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for the new music that I'm creating. I feel like I'm, six, 7 albums later, I feel like I'm doing my best work, which in my mid 40s, like I didn't think I would be saying that. And that feels awesome, man.
Well,
it really does.
You're hitting your stride, man. This is the natural progression. This is what it should be. This is what it should be.
Overseas plans this year?
I do believe there are talks of it. So we don't have anything that's 100% confirmed yet, or at least that I can announce. But we have been kicking it around for sure. If not this year, definitely next year.
Cool.
Well, listen, man, I hope you make it to Big Slick. We love having you. You're always the highlight there.
I love being there, man.
So if you can make it this year, we will be eternally grateful. And we hopefully we'll get some hang time.
Absolutely.
Because there's always a big part of that. On Saturday night, we kind of have a little hideaway that we go to, and we do some karaoke.
Oh, nice.
And Chris is always very patient with us non-singers.
Yeah.
Man, we had a blast last time, man. Between me, Kevin Rom, and David, man, we were just.
You guys were rocking it hard.
We were tearing that thing up.
Yeah. I can always count on Daughtry to be on there.
I didn't realize Des Malchin was such an incredible singer, man.
Yeah. He's so talented. He's so talented.
It was so theatrical. It was incredible. If you didn't catch it, it was amazing.
Yeah. He has all these talents, and he doesn't show them that often. I'm like, man, there's nothing the guy can't do. So anyway, dude, I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thanks for being on, bro. It's good to talk with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Next
brother.
time, hopefully we can do it in person.
Yeah, I would love that. That'd be awesome.
Take
All
care,
right, guys. You take care.
Thanks, Chris.
Peace.
Peace. I love that dude.
Why is he so jacked and we aren't?
Because he works at it, man. He works at it. He works every day. Now, I do too, obviously. You can see it.
Clearly.
I go down, and we talked about this. I'm always down at Muscle Beach down in Venice.
Right.
Getting jacked, getting yoked, as the young people say. And that's me And that's me and Daughtry. That's what we do.
No, I'm looking.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm looking at you two, and I'm thinking to myself, those are two dudes that are fit as F, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I get yoked?
Yeah.
How do I get jacked?
Yeah.
But I mean, clearly he's in fantastic shape.
He really is.
You know,
And also like there's all kinds of fitness, right? You can just be this Hulk. You can be a yogi. You can be there's all kinds of fitness.
Right.
I think he's got the full Monty. Like
he's in superhero
He's got a
mode.
universal fitness where it's a lot of cardio, a lot of muscle. And I think he's flexible because he's doing all this martial arts stuff too.
Yeah, he's lean.
There's only a few of us that have that.
Yeah.
What?
Are you saying that you're super flexible?
Look how I'm sitting. I think that tells the story.
Can you touch your toes without bending your legs?
What do you mean?
If you stand up.
If I stand up
and touch your toes without bending your knees.
Yeah. That's like the easiest thing to do. I'm not going to do it right now.
Why?
Huh?
I challenge you.
No, it's challenge rejected. Right away. Instantly rejected.
I think.
Instantly rejected.
You're rejecting a challenge right now?
Instantly rejected.
For real?
For instantly. Absolutely. I can't do it. You know I'm injured. I shattered my leg.
Like a year ago.
Yeah. What?
When did you do that?
Last July.
Are you wearing a boot right now? A special boot? Are you healed?
I'm not officially healed.
Okay, how long does that process take?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Okay, so you're saying you're not going to be able to stretch until you're healed.
I'm saying I'm lucky to have a leg. I had a shattered leg. And now I'm here.
But you're flexible.
But I'm listen. Yeah, I'm super flexible. Touching my toes would be a joke. It'd be so easy. Here, look.
Okay, that's your knees bent.
Listen, if I was healthy, if I was 100%, I'd get up and do it right now for you with a big smile on my face.
I don't think you would.
I would absolutely do it, but I can't because I'm recovering from a life-threatening injury.
In July, last July. And
I'm recovering from a life-threatening injury.
I get that. It's weird because when people heal from bone breaks, it's usually about 8 weeks. That's what it takes to. I'm no doctor, but I just
You're not.
I know, but I do know that bones take about 8 weeks to repair themselves, and it's July.
I feel like you're questioning whether or not I could actually do it.
I am.
Or whether or not the shattered leg is.
Yes, I am. I'm questioning all of it.
Well, that's aggressive. That's aggressive.
I don't think it. I think any normal human would question what you're saying because you're saying it's taken 6 months for your shattered tibia to heal, and it's still not healed all the way. And you're also saying that it was a life-threatening injury, which many people break their tibias and don't die.
Well, I don't know the stats on that. I don't know the statistics. But I'd probably have to disagree with you on that.
Okay.
And maybe listen, you want me to be vulnerable? I'll be vulnerable. Okay? Maybe it's not just the leg. Maybe it's the emotions and the trauma.
That makes sense.
That's going along with this.
I want you to know I appreciate you sharing that because it's that kind of transparency that's going to make you and I just better friends.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to come off as that guy who's not supportive of his homie.
Yeah.
And if you need any sort of assistance or help because
I
of your
would
shattered
love if you
tibia last July,
I would love if you would carry me to the car after this.
Done.
See, that's why you're the best. Thank you, bro.
Thank you for letting me carry you every
Yes.
day on my back.
You sure you don't mind?
Through podcasts.
Okay, see, I feel like now you're taking
No.
it to a whole
I
nother
just
level.
want you to know how much I appreciate the opportunity to come kill it. Do you know what I'm saying? You get it?
I mean,
Thanks, bro.
No, I don't know if I want to pound that.
Yeah.
I pound that one.
Well, that's your loss, dude.
Look, my leg is going to heal. And when it does,
One day it might.
And when it does, I'm coming at you sideways.
I'm ready.
Kung Fu style.
Dude, I'm training. I'm doing the
Are you
Chris
training? Because you better start training.
Look at me, bro.
Okay. No, I see it. It looks good. But I'm coming at you feet first. I'll enter frame parallel to the ground.
For real?
Yeah.
Like way of the fist.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
way of the fist.
Well, just know this.
Yeah.
I'm surgically getting eyes implanted in the back of my head.
That doesn't work. That is a bad idea. You've had that idea for years, and I keep telling you it's impossible.
It's because all my
It's
life.
impossible. You cannot have surgical. You cannot. There's no optic nerve. The brain
You know
isn't
what?
set up that way.
I know, but people modify things all the time.
Just get a camera. Just get one of those MP3 players.
Nope.
Put it on a helmet facing backwards.
No, I don't want to wear a helmet. I want the eyes sockets built into the back of my head. Like, you know how people go, oh, it's like you have eyes in the back of your head. I'm doing it.
I've heard the phrase, and
Right.
that's a bad idea. You have a lot of those.
How could that go wrong? Instead of binoculars,
How could it go wrong to have eye sockets drilled into the back of your head?
Dude, I'm
Where
gonna.
there's no optic nerve in the brain. Even if you got donor eyes, they still wouldn't work.
Yes, you can hook them up. I would be wearing
You
quadnoculars.
can hook them up to what?
You can hook them up to the wires that do the front eyes.
This is.
I'm just saying,
You're
dude.
high.
Look, it's 2024, bro.
Well, I will
Medical-
say this: modern medical science did save my leg.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
So, I maybe you know something I don't. I don't know.
I know some really, really high level ocular doctors.
You're an ocular doctor.
I know some
An
really
ocular doctor.
Yes. I do. Why are you discounting my
God.
relationships with the ocular specialists?
God,
I don't know why you're doing that. You're making me feel like you don't believe me.
I don't. I'll just say it. I don't.
Well, okay. Look, we can just agree to disagree.
I don't feel like you know a single ocular specialist.
I do. I do. Will you wait, dude? When we come back and film the next series,
Yeah.
I'm coming in with quadnoculars on, and it's gonna be sick.
Quadnoculars. All right. You heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen, on Riggle's Picks.
Quadnoculars.
Well, hey, I want to thank Chris Daughtry
I did
for
too.
taking time out.
That was awesome.
It was. It's. I really do love the guy. He's a giver. He's had a hard couple years,
Yep.
and yet he still stays positive. He's still resilient. Remember how we were talking about a couple episodes ago? We were talking about people being resilient and going up to that abyss and looking over the edge, and they have that's a crossroad or a fork in your life, and you
go
and
one
a lot
of
of
two.
people go into the abyss, and a lot of people turn around and come back from the abyss. And I
Yeah.
feel like Chris has demonstrated unbelievable fortitude and strength.
Chris
in
is
his
taking
life.
a leak in the abyss, and he's like, yeah, guess again.
Yeah.
Right. And he's owning it. And he's killing it.
Yeah, and he's doing it on 2 healthy legs and 2 eyeballs. Just 2.
Well, just imagine if he had 4.
Okay. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us on Riggle's Picks. I'm Rob Riggle,
I'm Darren Leader.
and thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.
On